Alrighty, here we're just going to show you how to do the cuts on this guide block. Alright, so I make it a little bigger, bring in the dimensions real quick, maybe. Yep, okay, there we go. Alright, so we've gone ahead and done this. I've talked a little bit in class about how to make that, extruded it. Now we have to cut this inside out. So let's look about that. We know the whole thing is 1.5 wide from back to front. And up here it tells us that the thickness of the sides are 1/4 inch. So 1/4 inch plus 1/4 inch makes 1/2 inch. So this inside is 1/2 inch less than this, which of course would be 1 inch. It's also 1/4 inch here. Now, how deep is this cut? The cut goes all the way down to the bottom, not all the way down, but to the bottom on this inside bottom. The whole thing is 2, and it tells us the thickness of the bottom is 1/4 inch. So it's 1 3/4 from here down to that surface. Okay, so the cut has to start on this surface and go all the way down to within 1/4 inch. So I'm going to draw a sketch. Always we start with a sketch. We're going to draw it on that plane. And I'm going to look, that's the top. So look at the top. And I'm going to draw a rectangle. And the rectangle is supposed to be something like this. Now, remember it's going to subtract. It doesn't matter if it's sticking out. It's just going to subtract what's intersecting with the other. We know that this thing has to be, we just said it was 1 inch wide. You can go back to the book and see why that is. And we know that from here to here is 1/4 inch. That means the other side will automatically be 1/4 inch. Now, I'm going to get out of my tool here, grab this and yank this in here, because that has to be 1/4 inch also. So just dimensioning the rectangle to the proper size. All the thicknesses of the sides are 1/4 inch. Now, you can see what I've done here. I've kind of drawn a box on that top surface. And the surface is, inside that box. 1/4 inch from all the sides. And I'm just going to cut it down to 1/4 inch from the bottom. This part that's sticking out, no biggie. It will just subtract from the air. The air will still be air. But wherever it intersects the solid, it will do its thing. So, sketch is done. We extrude. We're removing. Water removing. And you have to do all. It's interesting. This is not how it is in the other programs I've used. You have to pick all 3 of those. And the depth we said was 1.75. Right, so that's it. You have to do something similar on the slotted spacer that's due today. And I'm not going to show you how to do that. You can remember how to do it from here, or you can go back to this and get an idea of how to do it again.